Hey there. I wanted to take a few minutes of your time to walk you through some of the upgrades that we are doing to our AV system in our sanctuary. It's really wonderful what we're in the process of doing. We are approaching our AV upgrades in two phases. Phase one is primarily focused on the broadcast experience. So that's been the addition of some cameras and a little bit of work on the audio. Phase two is going to focus on the in-person worship experience, and that'll include some new speakers and a loop system for the hearing impaired. So I just want to kind of walk you through what we've already done in phase one. We completed phase one 2 days before Christmas Eve, and then tell you about what we have coming up. So phase one involved the installation of 4 cameras. You'll see 2 of them right there. So that's dead center above the center aisle. And then that is on the far left of the sanctuary on the pulpit side. So these cameras obviously capture images, video from up front. We have another camera that is up on this column right beside the chapel area. And that camera captures a lot of space. These cameras can turn around almost 360 degrees. So for one thing, it gets some video of the front, just a different angle. It gets a side angle of the pulpit when the sermon's being preached. This camera also will serve an important purpose during Advent because it will be able to capture the table when the camera center won't be able to capture it because the Advent wreath will be in the way. It also can pick up anything in the music area. But the really neat thing that it does is it can spin all the way around and capture the choir loft. When Michael's playing the organ or the choir is singing, it can pick up that really beautiful shot. There's a 4th camera that we haven't used much of yet, but we will as Eric and his team get acclimated to the system, and you can barely see it. It is a camera up there, the corner of the choir loft. So that camera actually captures the side of the choir loft, and in particular, Michael playing the organ. So I want to show you sort of the tech area that we've created at the back of the sanctuary on the pulpit side. We came in and took out very back pew on both sides. We needed to do it over on this side to create the tech area, and we just thought that doing it on the other side, that there was synergy in that balance. But you'll see this pew is gone, and you just walk back here, and here is the tech area. This is where Eric McGovern and his team kind of operate, and you'll see the equipment here operates the cameras. This is sort of gives you an idea of the different areas, the 4 cameras, camera 1, 2, 3, and 4. So Eric and his team can use this to toggle back and forth and switch. So I want to walk you through phase 2 and why phase 2 is important for us to complete the upgrades to our sanctuary AV system. So back when our sound system was installed in the 50s or 60s, the thinking about how to project sound in a large space like our sanctuary was basically to get as big a speaker as you could and just kind of blast it. So those are our speakers, or our speaker for our sanctuary. One speaker way at the top of the ceiling. That is supposed to cover all of the congregation. But it doesn't do it well, and you probably have noticed it, or if you've gotten used to it not being well. Part of the problem is the sound doesn't distribute evenly. So, for instance, the choir loft struggles hearing because it's far back and it's far up, and the speaker is mainly pointing down. The other problem that we have is when the volume is turned up too loud, it hits the back wall here and ricochets into the middle of the sanctuary. And so this area actually hears everything twice. And so this area right here is a really hard area to hear. So with the phase 2, which will be the installation of some new speakers, that speaker will be disconnected. We're going to install 4 thin white speakers in our sanctuary. They will go on that column right there beside the pulpit, and then its sister column over here. And that'll cover the front half of the sanctuary. And then similar speakers will go on this column right here and its sister column right here. And those speakers will cover the back of the sanctuary and the choir loft up there. The beauty of this system is that you're not having one speaker trying to get sound to everybody and blowing some away and making it hard for others to hear. You are having smaller speakers that are going to disperse the sound more evenly. The other thing that we're going to do in phase 2, and I'm really excited about this, is the installation of what's called a loop system. We actually have a church member, a donor, who has agreed to fund this project with a gift to the church above and beyond their normal pledged giving. The loop system is a thin, flat wire that creates a loop in a particular area. And when you are in that area, if you have a hearing aid, the signal from our sound system sends that signal directly into your hearing aids. If you are sitting inside the loop that this thin wire is in, it's coming directly into your hearing aid. So the plan right now is to create 2 loops. One is on the pulpit side, and then one is on the lectern side. This thin wire will go just inside the wooden edge of each of the pews. It'll be covered with a plastic tape that will keep it anchored down, and it will look nice and hold it in place. And again, if you have hearing aids and you are sitting inside that loop, you have the signal from the sound system sent directly into your hearing aids. So that's just a little bit of kind of what we're in the process of. Again, we completed phase 1 back in December. We are aiming to complete phase 2 in early March so that we'll have everything in here all set and ready to go for whenever it is that we are able to come back into the sanctuary. I'm excited about this because I think we need to make worship as easy an experience for people to engage, both those who are here in person, that they hear well, that they can experience worship well by hearing it, and also for those who are unable to be here in person, that they still can worship virtually like we all have been doing for months now. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. Thanks again for taking time to watch this video. Take care.